Good evening, Velvet Video.
Hi, Velvet Video.
Yes.
I'm calling to make a complaint call.
Okay.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was
fine.
in your establishment about 2 months ago.
Okay.
I kind of live in the area a few blocks away.
Okay.
Curiosity rose, and so I decided to go in one evening. I went in, I watched a few of the videos, and I saw a little hole in the wall.
Okay.
And that turns out
glory hole?
that was a glory hole. Yes, and I
Okay.
partaked. I got the gentleman's name. His name was George Lopez. I didn't get his number or any other information.
Okay.
But it turns out I have syphilis now.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know this is kind of my fault because we weren't using protection, but Mr. Lopez assured me that he was clean, and I know for a fact at the time I was clean because I'm still a virgin.
That's probably not his real name because George Lopez is a comedian. But
He's a what?
okay. George
Lopez is a what?
Comedian. Is the name of a famous comedian. So that's probably not the guy's real name. That's probably his alias. Most of the people here use aliases. Even us as workers, we don't give out our real names just because of the industry we work in. So there's no real way to track it or anything unless you actually know that that's the person's name. And then I'm pretty sure you can get it investigated somehow, some way, but...
I can get it in the what?
I'm pretty sure you can get it investigated somehow, some way.
Do you know how I'd go about that?
Well, usually when you get tested for an STD, they want to know, and they will run a check on the list of people you've recently in contact with for 6 months. I only know this because I'm a prior military officer, and that's standard procedure for the U.S. Army. And I know the civilian, they do check. The Life Foundation is a good place to get tested. If you're positive for that, you might want to get checked for anything and everything else.
Well, you know, I already got tested, and I am positive for this VD. And like I told you, he told me his name was George Lopez, and I've never even heard of that name. I'm not familiar with the comedian, as you referred to.
Yeah, he's an older white gentleman, very, very funny. There's also another one that's Hispanic. He's also a comedian by that name. He's also pretty good.
This gentleman actually was Hispanic, I believed. He had a kind of Hispanic voice.
Yes.
I suppose I could describe him to you, but that's not going to do any good. This was a few months
May
ago.
not, because we see so many people day in, day out. And I may not even know him because I only work the graveyard shifts. It just so happens I'm here this afternoon to train someone. I've been here the longest. I've been here about 3 years. So if he's been on all shifts, I probably do know the mofo. But we don't go by names here, so we don't really know the customers.
Now, are most of the people that come in clean, or... I mean, you wouldn't know.
It's a 50-50 chance. It's a 50-50 chance. The island has a large population of being positive, and if you're in an establishment like this, there's a lot of unprotected sex. That's what makes online dating in places like this can be dangerous. But then again, so can picking up someone at a bar or, you know, going out with a hooker. You take that same chance.
Right. So it's definitely 18.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't a place I want to bring him to.
As long as he is aware of what's out there and how to protect himself, it can be very safe. I play in the booth myself, and I am negative, have always been negative. I just know, you know, I observe. I spend some time sitting down and watching who does what, you know, and it's just like when you're at a bar. You observe, you know, what goes on before you even approach a person. At least a smart person will do that.
Right.
You know, in a place like this, you really do have to observe your surroundings because there are some guys who will do anything and everything without protection. And just like online dating, sir, there are people who are positive and will not disclose that, which is attempted manslaughter in the U.S. So for them to...
Right. Well, with my case,
yeah.
I don't know. I know the VD that I'm carrying currently is not too serious, but
well, that's good.
But still,
Yes.
I mean, I have it regardless. And quite honestly, tonight's a night where I'd want to come into a place like this because I'm very alone. My wife's not with me anymore. You know, I don't want to take risk anymore.
Well, the best thing, sir, is to just take a private booth and ask for a private booth. Or our private booths are number 1, number 5, number 6, and number 11. We do give you the option, instead of just feeding the regular arcade and only having 23 channels to watch, you can select one of the 5,000 DVDs we have in our storefront, and it's $5 for 1 hour. If you want to play with yourself, go ahead, play with yourself. When I played in the booth, I didn't let anybody touch me because I know 75% of the people are going to be positive. I know that. It's a very high ratio, you know, because everybody here plays with each other.
Okay, well, if I want to go about finding, I'm not necessarily looking for a long-term partner. I'm just looking for an NSA quickie, if you will. But I want to make sure that that person is not positive for any VD whatsoever.
If you're looking for a no-strings-attached quickie, it's virtually impossible to tell if that person is positive or not unless you both go down and get tested, or unless you see their certification.
And I'm sure that's not very common.
No, people aren't going to show you it, and people normally don't get tested anyway, you know? So no strings attached, and a quickie generally refers to I don't give a shit, I just want to get off.
Right.
So primarily you're taking that risk for wanting to do that.
And then, like I said, tonight's just one of those nights where I kind of want to go to a place like that. I'm just debating whether it's worth the risk. I'm thinking, what if I go in and I see good old Mr. Lopez, as he calls himself there, and he tries to trick me again, just as he tricked me the last time. Is there a way we could type up, this sounds a bit ridiculous, but just bear with me, if we could type up a little wanted poster for George Lopez, or
you'd have to
George
discuss
Lopez
that with the owner because I'm pretty sure she won't approve of that unless it's actually authorized by the police themselves, and they would have to bring it to her and speak to our owner directly because, yeah, we don't do that.
Okay. Well, I mean, I truly want to catch this guy.
I can take down your name. I can take down your name and your number, and I can have the owners call you. They're better equipped and prepared. You know, things can be handled many different directions. But I am an associate here, even though I am qualified as their manager. I'm not qualified to do anything in that aspect.
I understand that, but you know, just on a more personal, I guess we could call it an intimate level, if you see a George Lopez, or if you go into the booth by chance and you hear some Hispanic gentleman saying to another gentleman, "Hey, my name's George Lopez, and I assure you I do not have anything. I am negative. I don't have any VDs. I don't have AIDS. I have nothing. Clean."
Well, I would not
because
actually
that's
hear
what
that unless I'm back there in the booth, and I'm not. I'm up here at the desk. You know, I just watch everything on camera.
Yeah, if you want to take down my name, that works fine.
It might be in the trash can, because we don't keep hats. We just toss them. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll take down your name and your information, and I'll have the owners contact you.
Okay.
They will be in tomorrow morning. So, you know, give them a little time to adjust and everything and get settled in, do their bankroll and all that, and then they can contact you. Okay, so your name?
It's Brad Bramish, and that's spelled out B-R-A-D, B-R-A-M-I-S-H.
B-R...
Yes, B-R-A-D.
Okay, I got that.
B-R-A-M-I-S-H.
Okay.
Okay, and I have an out-of-state number because I'm not from the area, actually.
Okay, is it a mobile or...
Yes, it's a
home. Okay, it's a mobile.
Okay, and once again, my name's Brad Bramish.
Okay, I got the name. I wanted to make sure I got the last name correct. Okay, so I will let them know.